How to feed the world without frying the earth. Warning: our food system is devouring the planet. Imagine a world where feeding humanity means destroying the very foundation of our existence. Welcome to our current reality. Even if we magically halted fossil fuel usage tomorrow, our food production methods would still be catastrophic for the planet. The harsh truth is that solving the carbohydrate problem is far more complex than overcoming our hydrocarbon problem. We know how to achieve sustainable energy, but the role of food in the climate crisis is worsening, and we're still grappling for solutions. Raising awareness is the first crucial step towards finding and supporting answers. Expert insights from Michael Grunwald's latest book, We Are Eating the Earth. 1. The alarming rate of agricultural expansion. A staggering 2 out of every 5 acres of land are dedicated to farms or pastures, dwarfing the 1 in every 100 acres allocated to cities or suburbs. The consequence? We're losing a soccer field's worth of forest every 6 seconds, unleashing carbon into the atmosphere and crippling nature's ability to absorb emissions. Did you know? Forests absorb a quarter of our emissions, making their preservation crucial in our fight against climate change. 2. The meat conundrum, beef as a climate culprit. The harsh reality, meat, especially beef, is a significant problem. 3 out of 4 agricultural acres are used to feed animals, with beef being 10 times worse for the climate than chicken or pork. Eye-opening statistic. The average American consumes the equivalent of 3 burgers a week. Reducing this to 2 would save a landmass the size of Massachusetts annually. While vegan diets are ideal, even a shift towards vegetarianism with mindful dairy consumption can make a substantial difference. The challenge lies in making eco-friendly options appealing and accessible. 3. The need for a greener green revolution. The original green revolution transformed agriculture with high-yield seeds, fertilizers, and large-scale irrigation, but at an environmental cost. The paradox: while we need to produce more food without using additional land, rolling back the green revolution could exacerbate the problem. Organic farming, though appealing, typically yields 20 to 40% less than conventional methods. The solution? A greener, more efficient green revolution that leverages technology to increase yields without enlarging our agricultural footprint. 4. Debunking the myth of carbon farming. The truth behind the trend. Carbon farming, or the practice of sequestering carbon in agricultural soils, is often more hype than substance. Measuring and retaining soil carbon is fraught with challenges. A critical oversight. Many regenerative practices ignore the significant land use and nitrogen application required, which have their own set of climate issues. 5. The hard truth. Fixing our food system won't be easy. The fantasy versus reality. While solutions like veganism, reducing food waste, and stopping biofuel production are beneficial, they alone cannot solve our food and climate dilemma. We need more food, produced more efficiently on less land. A glimmer of hope. Emerging technologies, from plant-based meat substitutes to biopesticides and more efficient photosynthesis, offer promise. However, we must accelerate research, deployment, and policy support for these innovations. The ultimate goal: adopting a land ethic that values every acre for both nutrition and carbon storage, ensuring each serves its potential in feeding and saving us. Join the conversation. Do you believe a greener green revolution is possible without sacrificing efficiency? How can we balance the environmental cost of meat production with the global demand for profit? Share your thoughts on the viability of emerging food technologies in combating the climate crisis. Explore more. Listen to Michael Grunwald's audio insights in the Next Big Idea app, https://nextbigidea.app.link 9_IO, and delve into our full Ewing library of book bites. The dark side of biofuels. Lessons from the ethanol disaster. Imagine a world where the food on your plate is not just a meal, but a significant contributor to climate change. This is the reality we face today, where agriculture accounts for nearly a third of global emissions. Yet, this critical aspect of climate change often goes unnoticed, overshadowed by the more visible impacts of fossil fuels. In this episode of Open Circuit, we delve into the hidden costs of biofuels and explore why other feel-good agricultural solutions might not be as effective as we hope. We also look at some of the technologies and practices that could significantly reduce emissions. Join us as we speak with Michael Grunwald, a seasoned journalist and author of the new book, We Are Eating the Earth. the race to fix our food system and save our climate. Grunwald spent years investigating why agriculture lags behind energy in decarbonization and what it would take to catch up. But here's where it gets controversial. The story of ethanol, once hailed as a homegrown climate solution, is a cautionary tale of good intentions gone wrong. Ethanol was initially praised for being better than gasoline, but when you factor in the carbon opportunity cost of using land for fuel instead of food, the picture changes dramatically. This land use blindness persists today, and it's a problem that extends beyond biofuels to other agricultural solutions. We tackle feel-good agricultural solutions like regenerative agriculture, vertical farms, and local food systems. While these have ethical benefits, they often don't have meaningful emissions impacts. And this is the part most people miss. The rise of corn ethanol as a well-intentioned disaster is a lesson in land use accounting. Now, we're on the brink of another potential disaster with sustainable aviation fuels. The government is backing a program with tens of billions in new biofuel subsidies, but the language explicitly prevents regulators from considering land use impacts. It's a depressing example of how the power of the farm lobby can influence policy. But there's hope. AgTech can learn from Energy's scaling playbook. We explore how high-yield agriculture and synthetic biology solutions can be deployed rapidly and ethically. We also discuss the role of industrial-scale agriculture and the potential of regenerative practices. While regenerative agriculture has gained popularity, it's important to consider its actual impact on emissions. Localization, food, and small farms have economic and ethical benefits, but they may not be the climate solutions we need. Join us as we explore these complex issues and more. We invite you to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Do you think we should focus more on industrial-scale agriculture or support small local farms? How can we balance the need for high-yield agriculture with environmental sustainability? Let's start a conversation and work together to find solutions that can truly make a difference. Climate crisis in agriculture. Hard truths and sustainable solutions. When we talk about agriculture and its impact on our planet, we're delving into a complex issue that touches on some of the biggest challenges of our time. Michael Grunwald's book, We Are Eating the Earth, is a stand-up exploration of how feeding a growing, increasingly affluent global population is straining our resources and exacerbating climate change. It's a remarkable achievement in human development, but one that comes with significant environmental costs, particularly in terms of land use for animal feed in pastures, which drive deforestation. In our conversation, Grunwald highlights the intricate policy decisions involved in addressing this issue. Traditional farming methods are generally kinder to local ecosystems, but their lower productivity per acre increases overall land demand. On the flip side, industrial agriculture, despite its well-known drawbacks, such as poor animal welfare and water pollution, currently offers the most efficient way to produce food globally. But here's where it gets controversial. Should we prioritize local environmental benefits over global efficiency? And this is the part most people miss. There's no easy solution. While futuristic concepts like vertical farming or lab-grown meat offer tantalizing possibilities, they're not yet feasible on a large scale. For now, intensive agriculture remains the lesser evil when viewed through a global lens. I hope you find the discussion insightful and engaging. Paid subscribers will have access to a full transcript, and I encourage everyone to join the conversation. What do you think is the best path forward? Should we focus on improving current agricultural practices, invest heavily in new technologies, or pursue a mix of both?